Breaking news, everyone. Something major is happening again around Nnamdi Kanu, the Nigerian government, and the ongoing insecurity situation in the country. This latest development has left many Nigerians asking deep questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. Before we unpack everything, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our updates, because today's gist is both shocking and important. So, here's what we're hearing. A top-level confidential report has just been exposed, linking sensitive government discussions about Nnamdi Kanu's detention, the growing unrest in the southeast, and new security decisions said to be taken at the highest levels. According to sources, this top-secret information wasn't meant for the public, but it somehow found its way out. And now, everyone is talking about it. The document reportedly shows how much pressure the government has been under, both locally and internationally, regarding Kanu's continued detention and the rising violence connected to separatist agitations. Now, remember, Nnamdi Kanu has been in government custody for a long time after being accused of serious charges related to terrorism and national security. His supporters have always maintained he's a freedom fighter and that his calls for Biafra are peaceful, while government officials insist his rhetoric has fueled unrest. This divide has gone on for years, but what makes today's revelation so intense is that it allegedly shows disagreement among top officials themselves about how to handle the situation. Some are said to be pushing for dialogue and possible release, while others believe releasing him could embolden other groups across the country. Imagine that, inside the same administration, people reportedly don't even agree on what to do. That alone says a lot about how complicated the issue has become. The exposed files also hint that several meetings were held earlier this year where senior figures warned that the prolonged detention could worsen insecurity in the southeast. They said continued crackdowns, checkpoints, and military raids could make ordinary citizens feel targeted, not protected. And that is exactly what many residents have been complaining about, that innocent people are being caught up in the tension between government and separatist groups. But wait, it gets even deeper. The top secret papers reportedly mention an ongoing plan to quietly start a nationwide sensitization campaign, something designed to shape a public opinion on why Kanu's detention is necessary for stability. In other words, while the government maintains it's following the law, it also seems to be working hard behind the scenes to win the information war. That kind of revelation is serious because it shows how much effort goes into controlling narratives and managing how people see what's happening. Now, while all this is unfolding, the insecurity issue continues to spread beyond the southeast. There are attacks on highways, bandit incidents in the north, and tensions in the middle belt. Analysts are saying the situation shows how connected everything is. One region's crisis easily affects others. People are scared. The economy is under strain, and many believe if the government can find a peaceful way to end the agitation, it could help calm the larger insecurity problem across Nigeria. Please, if you're watching this right now, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more people and keep this kind of deep conversation going. Now let's talk about the public reaction since this top secret exposure came out. Social media has exploded. Some people are praising the person who leaked the information, saying it's about time Nigerians saw what's really happening behind closed doors. Others are worried, arguing that exposing classified discussions could harm national security and make future peace efforts harder. It's a mix of emotions, shock, anger, hope, and confusion, all playing out online and offline. Meanwhile, pro-Biafra supporters have used this leak as fresh evidence that the system is unfairly targeting the region. They're saying, look, even top officials know Kanu's continued detention is part of what's fueling the insecurity. On the other side, government loyalists say this just proves how dangerous leaks can be, that people are misinterpreting complex security decisions. And let's not forget the ordinary Nigerians who are stuck in the middle. They're tired. They're tired of curfews, checkpoints, violence, and endless arguments. People want peace. They want progress. They want justice that feels fair to everyone, no matter where you come from. If you agree, please give this video a like right now. it helps more people join this important discussion. Now, part of what makes this moment so intense is that Nigeria's relationship with international partners could also be affected. Some countries, especially the UK and the US, have been quietly urging Nigeria to follow due process and respect human rights. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu also holds British citizenship, which adds another layer of diplomatic tension. The new leaks show that foreign pressure is part of what's shaping the government's internal debates. Some insiders reportedly fear that giving in to international pressure could make Nigeria look weak, while others argue it's better to show the world that Nigeria values justice and human rights. And there's something else. The leaked material suggests some officials believe releasing Kanu under strict conditions, like travel restrictions or monitored freedom, could actually reduce tension without compromising national security. But as of now, nothing official has been confirmed. What's clear is that there's movement, there's debate, and there's division at the top. So after the top secret exposure, many political analysts began connecting the dots, saying this could explain why certain security operations were suddenly halted or changed in the past few weeks. Reports suggest that some planned operations in parts of the southeast were quietly suspended pending a new review of security strategy. The reason? To avoid further public backlash and to give room for what insiders called political recalibration. In simpler terms, they're rethinking their approach. If you're just joining in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. This story is unfolding fast, and I don't want you to miss what comes next. Now, one of the most striking things in the leaked discussions is how often officials mention the economic damage caused by the tension in the southeast. Business owners are scared to move goods, banks close early, and young people have left their hometowns because of fear and uncertainty. According to the information, some members of the economic team reportedly warned that insecurity linked to the Biafra agitation has already cost billions in lost productivity. It's easy to forget how far-reaching this issue is. It's not just about politics or one man. It's about families who can't travel safely, traders losing daily income, and schools that close for days due to sudden lockdowns. That's why people say the Nnamdi Kanu issue isn't just political. It's deeply social and economic too. The leaked notes also mention that the government might be considering a controlled negotiation. That means instead of a full public dialogue, they could quietly send a few respected figures, maybe traditional leaders or elders, to talk to Kanu's camp without making it official. The goal would be to reduce tension, rebuild trust, and gather information that could guide a longer-term solution. But as we all know, secret talks are delicate. If they leak or fail, things can get even more complicated. At the same time, human rights groups have been saying the same thing for years, that peaceful negotiation is the only lasting solution. They argue that using military force only strengthens resentment and mistrust. And now, with this top secret revelation showing even government officials admitting that the heavy-handed approach may have gone too far, it seems that calls for dialogue are growing stronger than ever. Please take 1 second to like this video and subscribe if you haven't. It's free, but it helps a lot. And it means you'll always be among the first to get updates when new information drops. Now, let's talk about what's happening in Abuja. Since the leak, lawmakers have been unusually quiet. Many of them are avoiding direct statements. But some insiders claim several National Assembly members privately support the idea of a political settlement rather than a prolonged legal fight. There are even whispers that a few lawmakers might push for a parliamentary committee to review how separatist issues are handled nationwide. That's a huge shift from a few years ago when such discussions were off limits. Meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers are reportedly preparing to use the revelations to strengthen their arguments in court. They're expected to say the government's internal documents prove that his continued detention is political, not purely legal. Whether the courts will allow that argument remains to be seen, but it could change the entire direction of the case if the judges take it seriously. This is also the part where the story becomes emotional for many Nigerians. Some say, if this man is guilty, let the courts prove it quickly and fairly. Others say, he should be freed now because justice delayed is justice denied. Families of detained supporters, mothers of missing youths, and displaced villagers. All of them are watching to see what happens next. Let me remind you again, please like this video right now and subscribe if you haven't. It helps this kind of important discussion stay visible so more people can understand what's happening. Now let's move to the bigger national picture. The exposure of this top secret material has once again reminded Nigerians how fragile the country's unity still is. From the north to the south, everyone is watching how this issue is handled because they know it could set a precedent. If it's resolved peacefully, it could become a model for other conflict zones, whether it's farmers versus herders or ethnic and regional disputes. But if it's mishandled again, it could deepen divisions and spark fresh unrest. Interestingly, there's also talk that the presidency might release a carefully worded statement soon to calm the public and assure everyone that national security remains stable. The tone, according to sources, will likely emphasize peace, dialogue, and national unity. All the right words, but the question is, will the actions match the message? Nigerians are waiting to see if this is just another political speech or a real shift in policy.